Winter had arrived on the island of Sodor, and with it came snow, and oh, it was thick, which meant the engines had to wear their snowplows. Boko was clearing out the snow from Tidmouth Harbor. The Fat Controller had told the engines that Christmas was coming, so everyone had to be really useful engines and prepare the island for Christmas. He spoke to Edward.
Ah, good morning, Edward,
He said.
You will be happy to know that I have brought Stepney to Sodor to help with the preparations for Christmas. He is at the harbour waiting for you.
Edward smiled.
Wow, sir. It will be nice to see Stepney again. I will go there right away.
Percy, however, could not think about winter or Christmas. He was still thinking about what happened at Halloween.
I'll be back, and don't you forget it.
He sighed and said,
Will he actually return?
Percy, since Halloween, was back to normal. He had hidden the suit of armor where only he could find it. Meanwhile, at the harbor, Stepney was shunting some trucks when Edward puffed alongside.
Hello, Stepney.
Stepney knew that voice.
Edward!
Said Stepney.
It is so good to see you again. I am very pleased that your controller asked me to come back here.
Stepney noticed the goods train waiting in a siding that Cranky had just loaded.
I will go and get my snowplow and take that train for you.
Once Stepney had turned around and coupled to the train, they heard a boat approaching. It was Bulstrode the barge. He was back in service, and oh, he grumbled about it.
I am grateful that your controller fixed me and put me back into service, but why should I be helping you steam engines? You're nothing. Us boats are more reliable.
Edward laughed.
To pay no attention to him, Stepney. He always grumbles about something. He's a bit like Gordon.
Stepney was soon loaded and he began his journey. He was soon on the main line.
I always like a good long run.
Meanwhile, Donald and Douglas were getting ready to clear some of the tracks that were blocked by snow.
Well, here we are again, Dougie. Are you ready to clear some snow?
Douglas laughed.
I'm always ready to clear the snow with my brother. Come on, Dougie. We've got lines to clear. The snow has arrived on the island of Sodor. It will get thicker if it doesn't get cleared. The Douglas are on their way to clear it now, so let's help them clear the line. Hey Dougie, let's go home, let's clear the line. The passengers are trapped and we need to help them. I love clearing snow home with you. Christmas is coming, the snow depends on us. The snow will go deeper if it does not get cleared. The engines are trapped in the shed, so Dalton Douglas must clear the line for the engines to pass through. But the snow is beautiful, but Donald and Douglas must not delay. Together the snow will be clear, one by one, the main line and branch line. So let's go together. Let's do this, Donald. We're clearing the line every step of the way. Down to Brandon, all the way back up. Let's clear the line together, we can do it. Off they go together, clearing the snow. Together they'll clear the snow and it will be gone. That's it, Dougie! Don't worry, Toby, we've got ya! The job is nearly done, the snow is nearly cleared, and we can now rest. Together we have done it. Well done, Dougie.
With the main line now cleared, Percy could take his early morning mail train, but he was still unhappy. Next to Percy were 4 branch line coaches that had been shunted into the sidings. They looked a lot like Annie and Clarabelle, and like them, all 4 were sisters.
I wish those panniers would treat us with more respect. It isn't fair.
Grumbled the front coach.
It would be better if we had another engine shunting and pulling us.
The back coach agreed. But Percy was not listening. He was too occupied in getting his job done. As he puffed along the line, Timothy came back into his train of thoughts again. But this time he just sighed.
I don't know why I keep thinking about him.
But when Percy reached Knapford, he was finally smiling. Stepney had returned from his long run.
Hello, Percy. Good to see you out and about. I see the line has been cleared. Don't Doug and Douglas always do a good job? Well, it's good to be back. I hope your controller lets me stay longer, or else I'll be trying to travel home.
A black pannier then shunted the 4 coaches into platform 3 for the other pannier to take them out. The front coach once again sighed.
Why the panniers? And why us? Thomas looks after Annie and Clarabelle nicely. Why can't we have him pull us?
Percy left the station happy and continued his mail run. Speaking of Timothy, the Fat Controller had built a new E2 engine body for Timothy, hoping that somehow or some way Timothy would become good. Donald arrived to collect a goods train to take to the scrapyards, but he himself was in a train of thought thinking about his brother Douglas. Donald backed his train up thinking he had just collected a brake van. Timothy's new body was now on its way to the scrapyards away from Sodor. Later that night at the scrapyards, Timothy was in a bad temper. He was angry that he had gotten defeated by Percy in his suit of armor.
How could you get defeated? You're a fool!
No one understands me. No one likes me. I've been fighting with you long enough.
I need to return to Sodor now!
All you care about is revenge. It's not needed right now. Accept your defeat. I made a mistake all those years ago. You shouldn't exist.
By the time Donald arrived at the scrapyards, it was the next day and he was tired. He stopped and waited to be unloaded. This gave Timothy the chance as he saw a way to escape his demons.
Well, you know what? I am done fighting with you. I'm leaving this body. And there's nothing you can do now.
You can't leave! I am a part of you!
Well, newsflash, demons! I don't want you to be a part of me anymore! I'm leaving now!
Don't leave!
Timothy closed his eyes and went for it. Timothy woke up in his new body, no longer a demonic engine, but a new reformed engine. His demons were gone, and all that was left of his old body was a scarred face with no eyes and echoes of a dark, sinister past. At that moment, Donald departed, and the new Timothy was on his way to Sodor, shocked. Donald, still thinking he had a brakeman, shunted Timothy with the rest of the brakemans and left to find Douglas. Timothy was scared. He was happy to be on Sodor again, But with his new identity, it was all very strange. The 4 branchline coaches were in the same shed for some reason, and they were still upset.
We never have a good day. Never. Even though it's coming up to Christmas. I wish our controller would get us a new engine. These panniers are just awful. Quite right. We should tell Duck. They might be brothers of his. Maybe he could sort them out.
The fat controller happened to be in the yard on Stepney when he noticed the new Timothy. He walked over and said,
My, I don't know how, but it is. Hello, Timothy. Yes, it's me, sir. Hello. I have a lot to explain, but I like the new body. It ended up in the scrapyards. You should tell Donald to look what he's doing next time. But I'm here.
The fat controller smiled and wanted to know more.
Well, to put it short, sir, my demons are gone. I'm ready to be really useful, and I feel like a new engine. What's my first job? You are funny, Timothy. Well, since you're here, I may as well get you started. You can work on Thomas's branch. He's not there at the moment, and I think those 4 coaches would like a new engine. Timothy, I choose you. Oh, yes, please, sir. A new engine at last. That would be simply delightful for me and my 3 sisters here. At last, a new engine!
Timothy switched tracks to couple up to his new coaches. Timothy was once again happy. He was now on Sodor as part of the team.
Come along, ladies. We got work to do. Oh, we're coming along. Oh, we're coming along. Come on, you 3.
Timothy had impressed all the engines over the last couple of days. And as such, the engines were all being really useful. Timothy loves his 4 coaches, and they like him as well. He takes great care of them, even more so than Thomas with Annie and Clarabelle. Timothy was on his way to Thomas's branch and had a bright smile on his face. What he didn't know, however, was that Thomas was coming down the same line, unaware that he was headed straight for his oldest brother.
What a nice winter day.
He turned a corner and there was Timothy.
Whoa! Driver, brake!
Said Thomas. The engines came to a stop a few inches from each other and were shocked.
Timothy? Is that you?
Hello, Thomas. It's been a while.
It's finally nice to see you as yourself, without the demons. How are you?
How am I? Well, first of all, scared. It was hard, Thomas. It was hard and scary to leave my demons behind. But I'm here and working on my railway. Well, our railway. I don't know. I hope you understand.
I can't imagine. I see you have your own set of coaches, like me.
Oh yeah, I'm fond of these 4 coaches. I take care of them, and they like me as well. You have a nice branch line. Your controller figured I should work on it with you, so here I am.
Alright, we better get on with our jobs.
Thomas backed up and let Timothy continue on his run, while trying to remain calm. Later on, the Fat Controller requested that Thomas came to Tidmouth Harbor to see something new. The little blue tank engine wondered what it was. And then he saw it. A huge engine had just been unloaded by Cranky.
Whoa! Who is that?
Sorry about that. You're the second biggest engine I've ever seen.
It's okay, Cranky. I've been through worse.
The engine puffed over to Thomas and the Fat Controller.
Ah, there's the engine I've been looking for. Hello, Union Pacific 3985, or Michael, as your name says here. Welcome to Shodor. I'm very happy that your controller let you borrow me for a while. Thomas, this engine is here to help set up Christmas and clear some of the snow.
Hello, sir. I'm here and I'm ready to work. So this is Thomas. He is a nice little tank engine.
Hearing this, Thomas just left to get back to work.
I think I am just going to go now.
Timothy was in the yard talking to his new coaches.
Well, I had a splendid run today, didn't we? We did have a splendid run. The passengers, we were on time. I like Thomas's branch line. Well, I don't know if I enjoyed that meeting, but besides that, it was a brilliant day. I'm going to get some coal and water. You ladies stay here.
He then left them to go and get coal and water. Michael was backed up into the shed next to the coaches. He looked down and spoke to them.
Oh, hello there. Are you coaches?
The coaches smiled and said,
Oh yes, we are. Over here we are called branch line coaches. Us branch line coaches are not as big as mainline coaches, so we are this size, if you take my meaning, of course. Us branch line coaches don't need to be as big as the mainline coaches because we don't take a lot of passengers, if you also take my meaning.
Michael understood.
Ah, I see. Since I'm from America, I've never seen coaches like yourselves.
Just then, Timothy came back to collect the coaches.
Alright ladies, we've got another run to do. Thomas doesn't start for another hour, so we can start first. Yes! I'm ready. Got coal and water and I'm ready to go.
Michael spoke up.
Excuse me. Am I interrupting something?
Timothy heard his voice.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't see you. I've been so busy preparing for my next branch line run. My apologies. You must be the new engine that our controller ordered for a while. My name is Timothy. I'm new here. You must be new here too. Well, obviously.
Hello, Timothy. My name is Michael. I was brought here to help set up Christmas.
Well, that's kind of you. I am looking forward to Christmas. Oh, I've heard so many good things about it. Oh, that might be my time to leave. Nice meeting you, Michael, and I hope to see you again.
Yes, you too.
Timothy blew his whistle and set off. Timothy saw Thomas along the way.
You may be part of the railway, Timothy, but there's a few things you need to learn first. Timothy is part of the Sodor team, but since winter is coming, we need to teach you our ways. First, you get a snowplow and get ready. Christmas will be here soon and we need the line clear so the passengers can get in. So, never give up, Timothy. Do you want the passengers to miss Christmas? No, never give up, Timothy. Welcome to Sodor. But you need to help us. Christmas will be here soon and we need to prepare. The snow will get thick if we don't clear it, and we might get stuck. If we clear the line together, it will be all clear, and I can deliver the Christmas tree to be put up on time. So Timothy, you must help us. Together we make a team, so let's go to work. First you will help Mavis and then you will help me. Timothy, welcome to Sodor. You can do it, I know, nothing seems impossible. You are my brother and we can do this together. All it takes is teamwork. Never give up. Thank you for your kind words, brother. Yes, I'm here to help and I will impress your controller. My name is Timothy, and thanks for welcoming me. Together we will do this together. With Thomas by my side, I am confident. All the Sodor engines have welcomed me now. Let's get ready for Christmas! Let's get ready for Christmas!
With Michael now on Sodor, he could help with passenger and goods trains. It was a rather busy morning. Timothy had his usual passenger train, Stepney had a train, and James was running late. Later that day, Stepney had to go to Wellsworth to meet with Edward, but he also had to wait until the main line was clear. Once Percy and Michael had gone by, he set off. But as Stepney was going along the main line, he could see an engine in the distance. That engine was Gordon. He was on his way to Knapford to pull the express, and he didn't expect to see Stepney in his way. Stepney blew his whistle and alarm and put on his brakes. Gordon did the same, but was it enough to stop him and Stepney? Both engines derailed. It was a disaster,
You clumsy engine!
said Gordon.
You're lucky I wasn't pulling the express!
Poor Stepney didn't say anything. He was too much in shock to say anything. Later on, Stepney had been loaded onto a flatbed and Timothy had come to take him to the works.
It wasn't my fault. I was just puffing along the main line, and then Gordon was there. I couldn't stop in time. I'm gonna miss Christmas now.
Timothy tried to cheer Stepney up.
Stepney, my friend, I wouldn't worry too much. Accidents can happen to anyone. It's just Gordon being a big bossy boiler. He always complains. I guess you have a point there. Thank you, Timothy.
Soon they arrived at the small work shed at Tidmouth Harbor. Timothy wished Stepney good luck and left for his next job. He had been called to Thomas's branch line again to work with Mavis at the Anofa quarry. Timothy was excited about this. He had heard so much about Mavis and wanted to meet her. It wasn't long before Timothy arrived at the quarry. Trucks were everywhere. He couldn't wait to start work. He rounded the bend and there was Mavis, who was happy to see him.
Ah, so you must be Timothy. I've been so looking forward to seeing you. There's a lot to do if we're to get this quarry ready for the Christmas season.
Timothy wanted to start right away, so he went to do some shunting. At the same time, Percy was on his way up to the same quarry with a full load of stone. He met Trevor along the way. Percy hoped to be right on time. But when he arrived at the quarry, his mood soon changed as he saw Timothy.
You! You of all engines! I knew you would come back! You will not ruin Christmas! It's time I put a stop to you!
Timothy was scared, and without saying anything, he ran away down Thomas's branch. Mavis was speechless. Then a familiar whistle was heard, and Percy, now wearing the Silver Avenger armor, emerged from his hiding spot and chased after Timothy.
Where do you think you're going? Have you suddenly become scared of me? Come back here!
Percy, you don't understand. I've changed now. The demons are gone. We can stop this now.
After what happened at Halloween, I don't trust you anymore. So just stop and let me finish you.
But there's no need to stop me. I don't want to hurt anyone. Over the last couple of days, I've been a really useful engine.
Stop trying to convince me. I know the real you. You want to stop everything.
Percy, listen to me. The Fat Controller would be happy with you if he found you doing this to me. So stop before I tell him.
No! He'll be happy that I got rid of you once and for all! You'll tell him nothing, because I will ram into you! There's no point in running, Timothy. Wherever you go, I will follow. Why not make this easier for me?
I'm taking you straight to Nafford Yards. Better hurry up! Almost there. Now stop this, please.
Enough is enough! You've taunted me long enough! Now come here!
The chase between Timothy and Percy continued right into Knapford Yards. Stepney had just been finished being rebuilt, and the Fat Controller was checking to see if he worked. However, Stepney saw the chase and whistled out loud to stop the two engines. Percy and Timothy both stopped as soon as they heard Stepney's whistle.
Hey! What's going on here?
The Bluebell engine then puffed out of the workshop and stopped near them to let the Fat Controller out. The Fat Controller pointed at Percy and said,
Percy, I don't know what you're doing, but please stop it. Timothy is now a really useful engine. He's no longer a demon. The demons are gone. I do not allow this behavior on my railway. Do you understand?
But Percy wasn't listening.
But sir! You saw what he did on Halloween! If I let him go, he'll do it again!
Stepney joined in and said,
Well, he's changed now, Percy. Sure, I've heard a lot about Timothy, but what I've seen since he arrived is really useful, kind-hearted, working engine. So leave him alone.
At that moment, Thomas appeared and agreed with the Bluebell engine.
What has Timothy done to you, Percy? Sure, he was evil once, but that was because of his inner demons. He is friendly now, so leave him alone!
Michael came in and also said a few things as well.
Leave Timothy alone, Percy. He was the first friend I made since I arrived, and I don't want to see him hurt. So please, don't hurt him.
And last but not least, entered Donald.
Alright, Percy. Enough's enough. Leave Timothy alone. Sure, he was evil once, like Thomas, Michael, Stepney, and the Fat Controller said, but can you see his innocence? Now please, leave him alone. He's just a poor engine.
Percy, feeling that no one would listen, uncoupled from Timothy. Timothy then moved forward to stay clear of Percy. Later on at the sheds, Timothy was accompanied by Stepney, Thomas, and Michael.
I don't know what to think after seeing that. But I don't like seeing friendships disappear. I'm pretty sure Percy will come around.
It's not fair, though. It's like he's blind to see I've changed. It's like he doesn't want to see me around anymore. I'm trying to show him.
said Timothy. But Stepney comforted Timothy.
I wouldn't worry too much, Timothy. It's because how blind Percy is. Yeah, I heard what happened on Halloween. It was some story in the sheds of the Bluebell Railway. We were all scared for you. But now seeing you here and the demons gone, I'm sure Percy will realize, yeah, Timothy's good now. I better go and apologize. And thank you for bringing me to the works. I look great, by the way.
Thomas added to that by saying,
Don't worry, brother. I'm sure Percy didn't mean to do that to you. I'm sure he will come to his senses. You will see.
and sure enough, Percy had. The little saddle tank, with the armor now off, was puffing toward the sheds to apologize to Timothy. He soon arrived right next to the sheds and said,
I'm really sorry, Timothy. I'm sorry. I guess I couldn't see that you've changed. But after seeing you convincing me, I'm sorry. Can you forgive me?
That made Timothy smile. Percy smiled too, and with that Stepney said,
Well, I'll tell you one thing you've done, Timothy, and this is for sure. You have saved the spirit of Christmas.
Christmas had soon arrived and all the engines were lined up at Knapford waiting for the Santa Express train to pass through the station. And of course, it had to be James pulling it. And like anything, he boasted as they set off.
You're a splendid red engine. You're a splendid red engine. And you're pulling Santa. This is your moment. Look smart. Look smart. Look smart.
The engines cheered as James passed by.
Yes, thank you. Splendid red engine coming through. Santa Express. Hello, everyone. Merry Christmas.
Later at the sheds, James saw Stepney and he was laughing.
Now, what would you be laughing about, Stepney? The party?
Stepney replied and said,
Well, you know the Santa Express? It wasn't actually Santa. It was the Fat Controller.
James tried to stay calm and said,
Well, I still look splendid doing it. Goodbye, Stepney.
and set off without saying another word. A few days later, it was time for Michael to return to the Union Pacific Railroad. Thomas and Timothy arrived side by side to say goodbye to the huge Challenger.
Good luck, friend. It's been really fun having you here. And honestly, apart from my coaches, you were the first friend I made since I arrived here. So in a way, we made first friends with each other. Besides my brother Thomas here. I hope to see you again.
It's been great having you here, Michael. I sure am going to miss you. Good luck on your trip back home.
Michael smiled.
I had fun while I was here. I enjoyed my time here. But your controller's right. I must return home to celebrate Christmas with my friends and family. Alright, Cranky, lift me up.
Cranky gulped.
Alright then, here we go!
Thomas and Timothy watched as Cranky carefully and with all his strength loaded Michael onto the boat. With Michael on board, the ship sounded its horn and the Challenger was now on his way back to the Union Pacific. The two brothers watched the boat leave the harbor.
Good night, Vienna.
But no matter how far away you are, know that I'm here to guide you home.
Now I know what you're thinking, folks. What about Timothy? You might wonder if his story ends here. It might, or it might not. That, my friends, is up to you. But here is how my story ends. Timothy, as of now, is a permanent member of Sodor and is friends with Percy and his brother Thomas, who wants to finally know more about his older brother. And that, my friends, concludes Timothy Saves Christmas. Thanks for watching, and have a Merry Christmas.
Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, prospero año y felicidad. Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, prospero año y felicidad. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from